Bill August on here, and we have people from GCAM here. So, supposed to read something.
Yeah, I have that notice.
All right.
The Town of Granby Select Board, acting as the capacity of statutory cable licensing issue authority, will hold a public hearing on Monday, June 23rd, 2025, at 5:35 p.m. at the Granby Senior Center, 10 West State Street, Granby, Mass., concerning Comcast Cable, Comcast Water licensee, to propose renewal of its exclusive or non-exclusive cable license, and possible issuing authority approval of proposed new renewal license. Members of the public are encouraged to testify at this hearing concerning the renewal of the performance of Comcast and the local cable needs and renewal license. This hearing is held in pursuit of, Chapter 207, CMR 3.00, 207, CMR 4.00, or Chapter 207, CMR 6.00. Public records pertaining to renewal will be available for inspection and copying at the Town Hall Select Board's office. The hearing will be conducted by the Granby Select Board as certain local cable needs and a possible final action or renewal. Further information, please contact the Select Board office at 10B West State Street, Granby, Mass. 01033. And by order of the Granby Select Board, the Select Board will also be making a motion to approve the contract.
That was very well read. All right. Bill, would you like to say anything?
Now it's too soft.
Strong license. Before I get to the couple of highlights, I do just want to say thank you to Chris Martin, Town Administrator, and Kathy Leonard, who could not have been more responsive to each and every call or email. It was just really very diligent and responsive participation by town, and also by Anthony Muse over at GCAM, who was my liaison, and who at every turn gave Chris and me the technical information we needed. And also Eileen Leahy, the Comcast renewal representative, who also met us more than halfway on many important and significant parts of this license. All right, the substance of the license, the most important thing to most towns is to have the financial support of the local channels, which have grown in importance over the years for municipal meeting coverage and other local coverage. And the expiring license was at 4% of gross revenues toward the local studio and the local channels. And this license increases it to the maximum permitted by federal cable law, 5%. That's the most important part of keeping the channels going. And it's important to get that slight increase going up to the maximum because the number of subscribers are going down, so the revenue base on which the franchise fee is derived is slipping down a little bit each year. So this will offset that somewhat, depending on the rate of subscriber loss. Another really important, it's like a real legacy of this particular renewal. And by the way, I've been doing this for over 20 years with Granby, so it's always great to be back. I worked on 2 prior renewals last time around with Larry Pietras. I don't know where Larry is these days, but we work very closely with him and the committee. So it's great to be back, and we've been doing this for a long time with Granby. A second area of substantial improvement under this license is that the Comcast agreed to increase the number of local channels from 2 public educational governmental access channels to 3. So that would give you more ability to avoid scheduling conflict and kind of sharpen the brand of each channel as public, educational, governmental, or mix it up however you want. But it's a very valuable asset to have a local TV channel. So that's increasing from 2 to 3. And also, this license is the first time ever that Granby is going to have not just the standard definition local channel, but a high definition big channel. Comcast just started doing that in around 2019, after several years after the last renewal. So now we're capturing the benefit of getting an upgrade of getting an additional channel, which will be the HD, and then the 2 existing standard definition channels will also be upgraded to a higher resolution known as SD-SDI. Those upgrades will occur 24 months after the effective date, but the increase to the 5% funding will be as of the effective date. So the financial gain is immediate, paid on a quarterly basis, and the channel upgrades and additional channel kick in 24 months. You know, the other main points are that we have a very comprehensive definition of gross revenues that I call full boat. So the percentage is based on capturing a percentage of all revenues, of all categories. Not telephone and internet revenues, we're not allowed to get a percentage of that. That's just a percentage of cable-related revenues. There's a senior citizen discount side letter for qualifying seniors. That's a continuation of a side letter that we had under the expiring license. This is a non-exclusive license. Many members of the public wonder, why is there only one company in town? Is there some kind of sweetheart deal or exclusivity? And definitely not. It's clearly a totally non-exclusive license. If another company came along and applied for a cable license, you know, this covers all the other bases in terms of strong language about reporting to the town on complaints, as customer service standards, about telephone response time, right-of-way management protections, strong insurance provisions. So in terms of the, you know, the other categories, you know, we're very confident this is a document that is fair to both parties and protects the town interests and is also fair to Comcast. So that's my overview. I'll also say that the initial draft of the license was our document, not the Comcast boilerplate. So we used a license we have as a starting point that we have used as our template and vetted several renewals, and you know, that have been very protective from the municipal side. So I really do extend you know, a heartfelt thank you to Comcast. Eileen Leahy, even after the renewal, is a great resource. She makes herself available, you know, whenever there are questions, and tries to be responsive to the extent. That's it, we'll just post it. I thought it was good. Confident. Products.
Yeah, Bill, you're starting to break up.
I think it's Comcast.
Oh, I was just, you know, closing with thanking Comcast for working with us to generate a great renewal license, and that I'm confident about the end product. That's really my highlights of it. Unfortunately, there's no rate regulation, so that's just deregulated by Congress, and I know that is, of course, a top concern of everyone, but that's beyond the scope of our legal ability to regulate through the franchising process. But the other elements, things we can regulate, we have a very good package.
So Bill, just to be clear for people who are at home, you represent the town in these negotiations, is that correct?
That's correct, yes, I'm the town's attorney in this, yes. And have been over 3 licenses now, going back several decades.
Yeah, we talked when I was the president of GCAM.
Yes, good.
Okay. Is there any questions for him or anything? Nope. All right, thank you very much.
Right, so you have a motion in the package, and we have to have a public hearing, so if there are members of the public that care to speak, we have to provide an opportunity for that.
Is there anybody out there who'd like, Rich, you want to speak? Go ahead. Come on up. Is it about the cable contract? Yeah.
Rich Stumaraki, Bachelor Street. I want to talk about the senior discount that's available to Granby residents. They never tell you how much the discount is. He mentioned the discount, but it's $2 a month. $2. Now, if you look at my bill is $176 a month. The discount I get, which is $2, is a little bit more than 1% of the total bill. 1%. Now, most discounts are between 5 and 10%. So why can't the residents of Granby, the senior citizens, get a larger discount? That I'll never understand that. I was talking to the woman when we were out in 100 degrees weather waiting. She said that I asked her about the discount. She goes, well, some towns don't get a discount, some towns get a larger discount. It all depends on how much effort you put into it and if you ask for it. So has the town ever asked for a larger amount?
I remember this coming up some time ago, and that's one of the issues that we raised was the senior discount. And we actually asked the amount, and that was one they were going to look at.
Well, they never tell you it's only $2 a month.
Yeah.
So I called Comcast, and then, I said we had a meeting, and because the woman told me to call from Xfinity, from Comcast.
Yep.
So I called, and she looked it up and says, yeah, you're entitled to $2 a month. I go, $2? It's not very much. So she didn't know how to apply a $2 credit to my bill. So she said, well, what if we give you, in every 12 months you have to renew it, or you lose it.
Right.
So she goes, well, what if we give you the full $24 credit right now, and that'll take care of the year? So I go, yeah, sure. But, so I got a $24 credit for the year. But why can't it be larger? I don't understand that.
Look, may I address that?
Yes, please.
Right. And I would let Comcast representative address this too. We have been informed several times that Comcast's position on the senior discount is that because rate regulation is prohibited, rates are deregulated, that they do not negotiate the amount of the discount for many years now, and that it is a standard, take it or leave it, $2 discount, non-negotiable. And we've been told that at public hearings by Comcast representatives in several towns. It's a uniform, it's done in a side letter rather than in the license. We have a separate senior discount side letter. Most towns don't get it because they don't know to ask for the side letter. We knew about it and asked for it, so we just don't have the power to condition the renewal on getting a bigger discount because of the deregulation.
Well, could the representative from Comcast comment on that? She's here. I believe she said some communities get more than the $2.
Oh, I could,
Is Eileen there? The
Yes.
lady?
yeah, could she just take it?
Yeah.
Good evening, Eileen Leahy with Comcast. Bill's correct, so senior discounts are grandfathered in. We don't routinely have them anymore in communities, so if you have an existing senior discount, and if it's asked for by the attorney or the town, we usually continue it forward. It's always been at $2 off in Granby, and that's what Bill and I discussed, and we continued it. There's no one, so because we don't give them out anymore and they're grandfathered in, some communities are different from the $2. Now, things are different. I mean, we're in Western Mass, it could be different out in Eastern Mass. I only negotiate Western Mass franchises, so I'm not gonna speak to what happens during negotiations in Eastern Mass, but ours are normal, $2 is the average discount we give. It's off of cable only, so when the gentleman talks about his bill's $100 and something a month, the discount's only off your cable service, it's not off your entire bill. So, and that's kind of important too. And in Comcast, the people they call, they do know we have a senior discount, it's in a database, I make sure they're aware of it once we sign a new franchise. And we are more than happy to continue the senior discount. I know that was an issue during the public hearing. When Bill brought it up to you, it was never an issue. I said, of course, we'll continue. It's not, we're good with, we're fine with that. We think it's important to continue and we'll do so. So, it's just a $2 discount. I just hope everyone's happy with it. And if, I don't know, we did talk at length about it though. So it wasn't something that Bill glossed over at all. We had conversations. Every time we talked about the license, it was like, but don't forget we have a side letter, and so I always made sure of that, so. I don't know if you have any other questions about it. But Bill is right, it's something that can't be negotiated, it's not part of really the purview, it's something Comcast does. That's why it's a side letter, not in the franchise, so,
All right,
that's why.
thank you.
Thank you.
Comment? I think we have to think out of the box a little bit. We have to demand seniors get more of a discount. I understand that it's only on the cable bill, it's not on the internet bill. But why is that? Why can't it be on the total bill? I think we have to fight for the residents, because I do recall, I believe it was the city of Springfield, the senior citizens demanded a higher senior discount, and they got it, they won. So I don't know how they won when you said it's limited, but I think we have to think out of the box and demand more. The last question I had was that I thought I read in the paper where I read about a month ago, Xfinity was selling off their Comcast business, their cable business, to another company. Is that true, and have you heard anything?
I'll let Eileen address that. What I heard is there was a restructuring, but it is not selling it off. It has to do with the internal placement of it within the same, the larger umbrella company.
Okay.
I'm still under the same parents, but within a different division of the services. Eileen, can you address that? Also, we're prohibited from regulating internet rates or telephone rates. But I just want to say to the member of the public, you're in good company. I mean, what you're asking for, a larger discount and the ability to apply it to internet and telephone, those are valid ideas. I applaud them. I'm with you 1,000%. It's just that legal counsel cannot ask for things where the courts have admonished municipalities that have conditioned renewals on things they're not allowed to ask for. And it's written into the Telecommunications Act. If you exceed your regulatory powers, it even becomes like a liability, because then they say it's a restraint on trade, it's an unreasonable restraint on trade. We can't touch internet rates and discounts on internet. Would be internet rate regulation, same thing for telephone rate regulation. So we can only condition the renewal, when we try to be forceful and have conditions on the renewal on conditions that are lawful, and that means not regulating rates because we're not allowed to. So we take the uniform discount when we know about it, which most towns don't.
So it's baked into the law, and we take what we can get?
Yeah. So as far as Comcast selling off its cable business, no, that's news to me, so it's not happening. And as far as Springfield goes, their senior discount's $2 off as well. It's the same discount. So that was part of the renewals, and that was, it was like in this town, the seniors wanted to make sure they continued the senior discount, and again, when that was, it wasn't Attorney August who negotiated, but that was one of the things that was negotiated, and they wanted us to make sure we continued it, and I just looked it up, and it's a $2 off monthly, so it's the same discount rate,
All right,
yes.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we don't have any more questions? Any discussion? All right, we have a motion.
Can I close the public hearing?
Who's got?
It's right in your paperwork and in the appointments, right by you, Glenn, all those folders.
Which one is it?
I've got it in my email, so I don't have to touch the papers.
I have one. It's just on.
There you go.
No, do you want to close the public part of the hearing?
Close the hearing first.
I've already gave close the hearing.
All right,
Make a motion.
move to close the hearing.
No, we can close the public part of the hearing, then we can deliberate on it.
Yes.
Our thoughts.
So, motion to close the hearing. Is that what we-
Yeah.
I should have did research.
Second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye. It's over with. All right, any discussion?
I don't know, I think it's
Make a
fine.
motion?
Yep. So, I'll make a motion for the Granby Comcast license renewal, vote by the Granby Select Board, acting in its capacity as a statutory cable television license issuing authority pursuant of Mass General Law 166A, and finding the cable license renewal proposal of Comcast reasonable, meets the cable-related renewal needs and interests of the public in town, and finding that Comcast financially and technically qualifications and Comcast local programming channels, facility and services are reasonable to meet the town cable license needs. And based on the recommendation of the town's renewal negotiations team to approve the proposed Comcast renewal license. The Granby Select Board hereby approves, shall execute the proposed Granby Comcast renewal license, which will be effective October 6, 2025. That is the motion.
I second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Bill.
Great, great.
Thank you.
We'll need a signed signature page. She asked me to mention that, but if it's convenient, that's a request from Eileen Lee. Other than that, I just want to say thank you, and I hear Chris Martin is public now, is moving on to...
Yeah,
He's already moved on.
we're gonna continue to
Right, so I just want to say congratulations and thank you.
all right,
Thank you.
thanks. Can't keep introducing you.
Good night, folks.
Good night. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna need, we do a next meeting, or, no, we got it? Page 63, signature page.
That's a copy, but is that acceptable?
Kathy's at the
Is
one,
that
yeah, that's
acceptable?
it, yep.
I put the date in.
There you go, young fella.
I like it.
She's good.
All right. Tom, looks like you're up again, or no? it's
No,
you?
no, it's the chief. He
Chief,
was-
go ahead.
yeah.
You're half an hour late.
I believe you guys have already been forwarded the SRO policy. We've had up until currently, there's a standard MOU that came from the state. And now the superintendent said DESI was looking for a policy. So basically, I contacted some other local departments, took their policy, compared it to the last 2 MOUs, and it's nothing that's not, the only thing that's not in the MOU that was spelled out at one point was what the SRO wears for a uniform. That was something that the state was concerned about, so that's in there saying it's either basic uniform or business casual to my approval. So this is basically taking the MOUs and putting it into a policy for DESI.
I read it, looked good to me.
Okay.
Yep. I did see the changes to it also that you just mentioned, so.
Now we need a vote to approve that.
Yes, because if not, it's gotta sit 30 days. If you guys don't act on it, then it.
I make a motion to accept the SRO policy for Granby, effective date with revisions of 5/28/25. Policy and procedure number 1.26, Massachusetts Police Accreditation Standards, referenced 11.2.1, 16.2.2, 21.2.2, 33.6.1, and 44.2.4.
I'll second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Do you want to wait another half hour? We can.
No,
We'll figure something out.
I was in Framingham for a reunification training today, so
So,
a lot of driving.
You got reunited?
It's all about if we have a problem, so it was good. But
All right.
thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
All right, next up, Tom. All right.
Just wanted to give the board an update at 34 Carver Street. We have some concerned citizens. They actually, Tammy and myself met with some of them the other day, and I attended the conservation. Let me start by, what happened was there was a permit issued by the fire to be taken over here. And it was issued, the permit was issued, read out exactly what it was. Please be aware that the permit issued was to construct a 4,000 square foot shell building, use and occupancy to be determined by amendment or application letter. So I'm on them that we need to get, they have a design professional, which they've been to the, like I said, the conservation, they're working with them. They've been to the Board of Health, which they're working with. Thank you. And in the letter that is going out today, I'm telling them that it's by right a farm business in that district by the zoning. However, they're going to have to, just prove that it's all agricultural. So they'll have to do that. Otherwise, it's not allowed in that zone. And we're working on it, but there was conservation. There was at least 12, 14 residents there very concerned about it in the neighborhood. So.
All right. Any questions?
I mean, you're working with them and the other committees to make sure everything's being done correctly. Right?
Yes, the trouble is the federal money is very short, the time limit to get this project done. And, working with this, let them all know, put the application in before you get the funding, right, so we can start the process, right, in the future.
Right.
But
I understand the funding piece, but they can't skip the responsibilities on the town side as well.
Correct. But we'll get through it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rich, you have citizen participation if you want to come on up.
Rich Stumberaki, Bachelor Street. I figured since I was here already, I would comment. I just want to say that the description you give for executive going into executive session is not really adequate according to the Attorney General. If you look at what you have, executive session 30A 21A 3-3. nobody knows what that is even. It says to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation. Now, what is it? Is it collective bargaining or is it litigation? I approached Chris Martin when he was here for another description that he gave for executive session. And I told him, Chris, you got to get more detail. And he proceeded to yell at me. And then he told Kathy Leonard to change the description. So instead of it saying, with respect to collective bargaining, it said to negotiate non-union employees of the town of Granby for their annual raise. Now, that's at least a description of why you're going into executive session. And that's what the Attorney General has consistently said. So, the "or" part bothers me too. Is it collective bargaining or litigation? Does it involve one person? Is it a group of people? Is it a bargaining unit? Is someone being sued? So is that correct or incorrect, where it says "or litigation"? So I just wanted to bring it up, that if, the description that's used to say why you're going into executive session doesn't give enough description.
Okay, we'll take it under advisement and check with our attorney.
Okay.
All right. Just for the record here, I'd like to reintroduce our town administrator, Tammy Martin. For those of you who didn't tune into the last exciting episode of the select board meeting, or town meeting. So, over to you.
Actually, Dave, do you want to do Dave next? Because he says it's stormwater regulation.
Oh, I was gonna make him wait till 6:30. It's only 8. Were you having fun? It's like,
He's been out all day long, so.
what, you been working on this one, I guess?
Yeah.
All right, so your boss is sticking up for you. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Stormwater regulations, one of my favorite topics.
Actually,
The whole packet in front of you, I hope.
the attorney was coming also, 6:30, to be here. Oh, 2.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming.
All right, that's a good one. I like this.
Yeah, 6:08.
You come at 6:30, right?
Yeah,
So, it's 20 minutes.
yeah. You guys can do your stuff.
Mine's probably gonna take longer.
Oh, is this a hearing?
Okay.
So, you might wanna finish.
Well, do the other thing, do departmental
You can start up
reports,
some of the
work our
other
way down.
stuff. They can do the department reports, things
Oh,
like
you
that.
wanna do this part? Mine's gonna be a little bit, so.
Also, in case anybody wants to come.
In case anybody else wants one.
In case anybody wants to come
Oh,
and
yeah,
speak
yeah.
on it, you really should wait till 6:30.
Sounds good. I thought you were talking about refreshments.
There's bread over there.
All right, accept departmental reports. Motion?
I'll make a motion to accept departmental reports.
I will second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Approve and sign maintenance warrants.
There's a lot here.
Spent a lot of maintenance.
I'll make a motion, we approve warrant number 78, amount of $259,190.92.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I got these new pens. Somebody told me that my penmanship was good. Should have been the first time ever to say that, though. It's all in the pen. It's hot out today.
A little bit. I'll make a motion to approve warrant 76S in the amount of $206,546.70.
I will second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. They actually mowed my lawn today. Even on a rider, it's not like, it wasn't that comfortable.
I'll make a motion to approve warrant number 77. Hold on. For the amount of $775,643.08 for payroll warrant.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I know you're gonna pay me my salary all at once.
It's easier that way.
You better be here a long time.
Next 250 years or something like that.
Yeah, at least. You'll have to be in there. And then there won't be worth anything at that point, so.
At that point, I'll be petrified anyway. Put me in a museum next to some tracks.
I think it's like a picture's in the wrong spot on this one. Yeah.
You do New Ludlow Road? Is that what you're doing?
A long time since I read all this. I'll make a motion to approve a payroll warrant. This is number 74, the amount of $475,134.51.
It's the, he's got the wrong amount. It's the top one, Glenn.
What's that?
It's the top one, the 483 number, I believe. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
43.
48,000,
483,515.31 cents. Not the one that you read.
Well, I read the one other, sorry. The $483,515.31. And then withholdings.
I second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve warrant number 75 in the amount of $103,626.48.
I'll second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye.
People are wondering at home what we're actually doing. We are authorizing the payments of many things.
I'll make a motion to approve warrant number 76 in the amount of $67,367.47.
I second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye.
That was one of my favorite. Right there. That's my favorite maintenance warrant.
I didn't see one in there for the select board salary.
That was a 775,000.
That was we vote at necessity for the select board
I
salary.
get direct deposit, so I knew about it ahead of time. All right. Common Vics, probably not too many of those, do we?
There's one.
One? Yeah.
I'll be back.
Kathy likes it if you take the paper clips off. And
Yeah, just put them all together.
Stuff them around.
You send them back, put out the little stickies on them. Yeah. I know, Kathy, this one's gonna last as long as the other one. The other one went strong for like 3 or 4 years. This one, I don't think
They
it's
don't make things the way they used
I don't
to.
think it's gonna hold up. All right.
A little bit of duct tape.
Okay, we got a common vic license for with Baritz Aquarius. Does business as Crazy Arapas, 85 Torrey Street, East Hampton, Mass. This was for
Charter Day.
Charter Day.
They had just got it in late.
Okay. It was a one-day pass only, for Charter Days only, so. That'd be the motion.
I'll second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye. I was wondering what they did.
I'm sure it was crazy. For us, the bounce house was the big winner of Charter Day. Couldn't get my grandson off of it.
Oh, bounce house alone.
First time, my son-in-law pulled him off. The second time, he was smartened up and he would just like shoot through the opening. All right. At least for the annex, is that what you got?
So this review through town council?
Yes, this was at, I did it with town council, Mr. Brian, which was here too. We looked it over, and if you look at the last page, we took out, it was F that I took out, and I added our town council on Exhibit A, where it says on the bottom, for which June 9th special town meeting, $37,500 is appropriate for said repaving. And that was all we changed on that, and everything looked good.
to read the entire thing?
No, I'm looking to find out the actual name of the company.
I think it's M-A-J, the one at the top, like M-A-J-O-M-U.
Oh, yeah, that is it, yeah, okay. I'll make a motion to approve the lease agreement between, I guess, MAJOMU LLC with the town of Granby for the premises located at 215 West State Street in Granby, Massachusetts. And this is for our town offices that are currently there. And this is what was approved at the June 9th special town meeting. An agreement for the sum of $37,500 will be used for said paving of the driveway there. And that will be in lieu of rent for the next 18 months.
Can we add to that just that we authorize Tammy Martin to sign on our behalf?
Just did.
You did?
You just did.
I haven't got it.
All right. Very good. Second?
Yeah, second.
I'm sorry, second.
He was actually doing work, he wasn't like diddling it. He actually was writing on it, so. All those in favor?
Aye.
Some people doodle, he wasn't doodling.
I was not doodling. Let's make notes.
I want to be clear about that, no doodling. All right. Affirm the appointment of, can we just affirm that I'm now the fire chief of Granby? Yeah, so I'll just read this. Dear Marshall Devine, please be advised on November 22nd, 2024, the fire chief of Granby resigned effective December 5th, 2024. While we are still in the process of selecting a new fire chief, as chair of the select board, I'm asking for full delegation of authority so that the department may continue to fulfill fire prevention obligations and inspections. And please, nobody worry, I will not be preventing fire or inspecting anything. We have professionals for that. So can I have a motion to affirm, accept it?
Yeah.
Accept it?
I'll make a motion to accept as read.
Second the motion?
Okay, I don't know if I should abstain. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, you need a copy of this, we're good.
Yes. And I'm going to send it,
I'll
so.
put it
All
right.
right,
I'll keep all the copies.
all right, affirm the appointment of the fire chief search committee,
Yep.
so I can get off the hook on this. Oh, it's in there somewhere. All right, before I came.
The note from Russ Anderson.
Yeah, it's,
So that's on the top too. Oh, yeah, those are the names, right there. Yeah, those are the names.
I'll just make it. So I move that we reappoint the following people to the Fire Chief Search Committee: Paul Morissette, Richard Gay, George Randall, Ryan Pease, and Russ Anderson. For the second.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Now reappointed. All right. Sewer time. All right. approving and signing a sewer commitment. There's also an amendment. You know anything about this stuff? It's been a long time
Well,
since I was.
that's where Dave can help you out now, because it's, we had no choice to.
It was a perfect transition into getting Dave out of here before his next birthday. Sewer use rules and regulations.
Storm sewer, right?
This is just, is that what this, no, this is use.
No, that's the sewer
just-
commitment
this
to people on the sewer. It's from the tax collector.
So we can
So she can
raise the
bill them.
money, she can bill them.
Oh, okay. I couldn't find that either. All right. Want me to read it again? Catch up? Go ahead.
I'll make a motion that we approve the sewer use fee warrant number 25-1, dated June 23rd, 2025.
And what this does is it authorizes us as a sewer commission to collect fees for $137,550. So, Granby has a limited amount of sewer access, and I think, does this also include the community septic around the Smith Avenue stuff? So, this is basically authorizes us to collect stuff.
Yeah, we collect the fee that is paid to the town of South Hadley.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
What's up?
Should sign Glenn's copy of all of them.
So our attorney is here with that.
Right, so we got a better copy. All right. There's definitely no doodling there. He's got highlighting and everything. There we go. Oh, this is actually, gotcha. So Dave,
There's 3 copies you have to sign.
3 copies? All right, far be it for me to be able to find anything.
The other 2 copies one should have. There's 3 copies of yours.
Business right here. There's the names, there's the lease, here's this.
What's this?
Those are just your copies of everything else. For the next,
This is my copies too. There's a lot of copies going on.
this is for all the original structures.
29, Dave, you got
This was the lease, there'll be 2 copies there too, but we'll keep it.
at least plans
If I
behind.
fall asleep, just nudge me.
Well, Tammy does on these anyways.
Yeah, paving has got to be kind of
You want
crazy.
this to sign it?
I mean,
Yeah, I signed it, I got the lease.
Unbearable.
You want
Yeah, you
the
need 2
signs?
for the lease, they're all, yeah.
Oh, we need another one for the lease. I don't know, I'll have that.
So Dave, tell us, what's new in the world of stormwater usage?
Trying to avoid being fined by EPA. You've got the regulations in front of you. We're pretty much up against the deadline at the end of this month. If we didn't have these regulations passed, we would be subject to a fine. These are not the end-all be-all. They're going to be have to be some revisions in the future. They're going to have to be tweaked, and there might need to be some other coordination with other, like the planning board and other departments. I would suggest maybe putting in a DLTA grant with the Pioneer Valley Planning Commission next fiscal year, have them review all of the other things that might be affected by storm phase 2. There's a lot of things in the permit that require us to do and approve and accept many different requirements, like of new subdivisions, making the roads a little narrower to reduce the amount of runoff, allowing and encouraging green construction. So there's a lot of coordination that needs to be done. This regulations that you have in front of you are just bare minimum
get us through here with no fine from the EPA. A lot of this should have been done 5 years ago, and as you all know, remember what happened, and the whole bylaws went down in flames, and we didn't move forward with any of them. But we should take another look just to make sure that we pick off anything that EPA would be looking at in the future. The two standards that they were very, very concerned with right now was on redevelopment. They wanted the 80% total suspended solid removal and 50% phosphorus. And that's in the regulations that you have in front of you to approve tonight. So hopefully they will be happy with what we've got to them at this stage and give us a little bit more breathing room and time to the rest of the coordination.
So is this our bylaws?
We already passed the bylaw.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Those are the regulations that you, as the storm sewer commissioners, were authorized to pass. We already had the hearing, so this is the final step. You have to approve those bylaws. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them, but I know it's complicated. It's just, there's no easy.
I've got no questions.
Okay.
No, I don't either, Dave. I read through it. It's all legal paperwork, so
Yeah,
I'm kind of bound to it.
it was drafted originally by Pioneer Valley Planning with a few tweaks, but hopefully we've got most everything that'll make EPA happy.
Says final 12/12/2017.
I don't even have that one in front of me. I grabbed the bylaw, not the regulations, and left the office today.
This is the regulations.
He's looking at this.
Yeah, so this is the one, regulations, I believe there's no,
There's another one in there.
yeah. This is the regulations that he's gonna be submitting and making sure that we're getting the fines going forward. He just needs it by the end of the month to submit, correct?
No, I haven't, but this what was the top one that's dated 2017, that's just,
So these were the PVPC changes that they recommended, right? In
Yes.
2017, and then it was
That's when they
2021.
started them, but
Right.
okay.
I
think
redrafted,
it's just
cut and
getting it.
pasted
Okay,
them, and
all right.
redid them for you.
Dave actually cleared them all up for us, and fixed it also. Be good for him to send over.
Alright, so we're gonna,
I'll make a motion that we approve sewer use rules and regulations as updated.
I will second the motion.
all those in favor?
Aye.
You're welcome to stay.
No, I'm done. It's been a long day, and I can get up early again tomorrow.
Okay.
Just for everybody's knowledge too, we did not finish New Ludlow Road today. It was just unbearably hot. And we were having a lot of difficulty. We couldn't open it to traffic as soon as we would normally be able to because we weren't cooling fast enough. We were spreading water on it to try to get it cool so it doesn't damage the pavement.
Yep.
We were about 800 feet short of finishing New Ludlow Road, one lane. We'll finish that in the morning, hopefully, if all goes, if they come back, I don't know. Everybody was pretty grumpy when they left today.
Good work.
And we're moving over to Truby Street right after that, so both of those streets should be done tomorrow. Burnett Street was done last week, the library was done last week, so.
How about the annex now, not to push it on it, but
If it doesn't cool down, I'm not even attempting that.
no, I don't blame you at all, Dave. I'm just
We don't
trying to-
we don't have enough guys to,
yeah, just thinking, if we keep it in the queue for
yeah, no, as soon as we
thought
wrap up,
process.
as soon as we wrap up all these other things, I know there's a little bit of work that has to be done at the library. There's, aprons that are gonna have to be done on Truby Street, and as soon as we wrap those up, then
Well, it'd be
we'll get it out.
it'd be good for us to come up with a time frame so we can let them know.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's towards the fall, at least there's a,
I'm hoping we can get it over the summer, but give me a couple weeks anyway.
yeah.
Would it be fair to ask if, just give us 2 weeks two-week heads up so we could just,
Schedule, yeah.
yeah, just let people know that it
Yes,
is
as soon
happening.
as soon as we start wrapping up all these other things, I'll give you guys a heads up. That's what happened with the library too. We were gonna schedule the library much earlier in the year, and they pushed it back because of some programs that they had running at the library. So everything got compressed into a very, very short window here at the end of the fiscal year, which is killing me.
Fair enough.
As soon as it cools down a little bit, hopefully we can take care of that one.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Stay cool for the next 8 hours or so.
I hope so. It's gonna be worse tomorrow.
So it's like 2 hours worse.
Yeah, right.
All right. Attorney Brian O'Toole, come on up.
Good evening.
Oh, right.
So, you're here tonight to talk about Old Gridley Road.
Old Gridley Road.
Is that somehow affiliated with Notch Place?
It is. Off of Amherst Street.
Yep.
As you may have received in your materials, the town has been contacted by an attorney for owners of property on Notch Place, also known as Old Gridley Road. At first requesting, and slowly but surely, well, maybe not quite demanding, but that it be recognized by the town that this, for lack of a better term, road is a town public way. I can only speculate as to the reasons. My guess is for this piece of property that is some ways up Notch Place is being looked at to be conveyed, sold, and they probably want to do so as an A&R plan where subdivision is not required. Attorney Pill, who represents the property owners, has had a land surveyor go to the records at UMass, and it's her opinion that in 1770, I did not misspeak there, 1770, that at a town meeting, that there was a vote to establish all the roads that were laid out by the selectmen between March 24th and March 29th, 1770. And as such, it's their position that this is a town road. Perhaps on face value, what they're looking for is a determination or some sort of acknowledgement that this is a town way so that they can dispense with the subdivision control rules. Now, normally this would be something before the planning board. However, the question then would become, if this is a town way or a town public way, who would be responsible for bringing this road that has most likely been in disuse for at least 100 years, if not longer? Who foots the bill for that? And that is a very good question. Mr. DeRocher, who just left, if it were the town's responsibility, as may be under Chapter 84, Section 1, it would be the town's responsibility. And that it would require extensive work And obviously this road, as described, is fairly long. How far would we have to go? Now, in 1986, Attorney Ray Randall, on behalf of the town, if not for this specific parcel, somewhere very close to it, determined that this portion of Notch Place / Old Gridley Road was not a public way. Okay. Now, back when we had county forms of government, he apparently, I believe that letter is hopefully within your records there. He made that determination based upon a few sources. One was going to the town clerk, and it stated in the town's records that this is not an accepted public way of the town. Also through atlases from 1993 and 1953 and 1922, both showing that they were at least discontinued. We've gotten to a point here where the property owners are getting restless. My guess is that if the town does not act one way or the other, is that they will commence litigation for determinative adjudication as to whether or not this is a town public way or not. Attorney Pill, he's a very intelligent person, but what I would note is that he had somebody else go and do the historical detective work, for lack of a better term. A lot of these records are going to be old, and it's going to be the facts that are, I would say, determinative. The burden is going to be on them to prove that, in fact, that the town did have this way, establish it at its own expense, paid damages, which is something that is not discussed in the surveyor's report here. But I think we're at a point right now where, whether it's in anticipation of litigation, it's not so imminent that it warranted executive session. But does the town want to be proactive in terms of authorizing me to try and go out and find somebody, such as an Emily Holmberg here, to do the town's, to do research on their behalf, to figure out where exactly it is that, where we stand. I'm not prepared to suggest to the town that we should acquiesce to Attorney Pill's request. I think there are too many question marks, and the potential stakes are too great. Trying to figure out what happened in 1770 is going to be an arduous task. And thereafter, and before, okay? These so-called ancient ways, while fascinating case law reading, that kind of shows the development of us as we approach our 250th founding as a nation, do require a lot of minutia in research. So I'm prepared to go to Attorney Pill to say that the town simply does not have enough information to either acknowledge or not acknowledge, and they'll have to do what they have to do in order for that to be determined. And if they do go down that road, well, then we will need somebody, an expert, to...
Is that special counsel, or just do you hire somebody?
I think it would be much at this point right now. We could probably talk about that later on down the road.
But I think certainly the town would have to have an expert who, if necessary, would be able to testify. Attorneys can't testify at a, saying that, Your Honor, let me speak on behalf of the town. I went and did I'm not under oath, I'm not, nor could I be counsel and be a witness. So I'm not necessarily here to go into the merits of this here, because I don't think we don't have anything to actually to go into that. So I would suggest to at least authorize me to start calling around and getting some sort of quotes. My guess is that it's not going to be cheap.
Nothing. So you're going to get requests for quotes from experts like surveyors or whatever these people are called?
Exactly, and honestly trying to find somebody. I know of Ms. Holmberg. She's well regarded and local.
And she's working for
Attorney Pill.
Yeah. Okay.
So whether or not there would be somebody qualified, I don't think I could just call up any surveyor and say, hey, can you do this? Or please do this for the town. I think we would have to get somebody that is well versed in this historical detective work. And then see where we are. Attorney Pill may not be happy with the idea, and if he feels as though, or his client tells him to push this along, well, so be it. We have no control over that.
Right.
So that's where we are.
Okay. And I mean, just to be clear, we could be talking millions of dollars to bring this road up to.
Yes.
To bring this road up to public use. So that's something that we need to address and hopefully fight and hopefully win if necessary.
Yes.
So technical question, where do we get the money from? Like, is this just part of our regular year-on retainer type of things that we're getting money?
I'd say part of the legal fees. We didn't.
That would be different than our normal piece.
We can ask our town council.
It is in anticipation of potential legal issues, and certainly if Attorney Pill moves forward, and then question, can he go straight to court, or would he actually have to maybe go to the building inspector, request a building permit, or go to the planning board, request an A&R, be denied, and then that would set up a basis for an appeal to the courts. I guess this would be the land court in Boston. And certainly if I were doing it, I would be billing for it. Yeah, I would imagine it would come out of the legal. To the extent that semantics are important, I'm requesting this in order to make an informed legal opinion on behalf of the town.
Having read through some of this case law, Brian, I mean, it appears that it's really not a public way.
Well, this up until 1836, it was kind of a free-for-all. Private individuals,
they were fighting over it,
would lay out a way, dedicate the land without input from the town, and they would say, here you go. Okay. So the case law, at least what's important in my preliminary review, is who paid for the laying out, regardless of the fact that the town laid it out and established, assuming that the records, trying to read some of those photograph or photocopies of the old town records are difficult to figure out. I'm sure when you're there and you can blow it up a little bit more, you can see that. But those things that most likely aren't contained within those records, do we have to go to old select board meeting records, if those exist, to figure out how did this all come about? And just because it was before our our founding as a nation with the Constitution. Even before then, the idea of the town, when they do a taking, having to pay damages. That would be something that would be important too. You know, was it a formal taking? And again, I don't want to go too much into an open session here.
Yep.
But I think there are still questions as to whether or not it is or not. I think Mr. DeRocher had indicated that Belchertown recently, and by recently, I'm not exactly sure whether we mean this century or within the last 5 years. I haven't had a chance to go over it with them, but that Belchertown did get hit with one of these 1700 roads, and the court found it in the property owner's favor. So they're very fact specific. So that's where we are.
Alright, so I think we need a motion to authorize town council to look in, is at this point looking into not hiring?
At this point, I would want to come back to the board with what we found, because obviously if the price is astronomical or we have a choice between some, we may want to look into it a little bit further so that the board ultimately has the final say.
I'll make a motion to allow town council to entertain and search out surveyors for potential property surveying, or we're gonna call it Old Grizzly Road. Grizzly Road.
I'll second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Yay. If you ever want to get sued, you know, just run for select board. It's like, I think the first time I ever got served papers was on the select board. I don't think I've ever gotten served papers when I wasn't on the select board.
You get used to it after a while.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you do. Thanks, Brian. All right, you want to take a short recess?
Most of it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Okay, we're gonna take a 5-minute recess. Okay, we're taking a 5-minute recess. Here and
We'll see you
talk
tomorrow.
about
Got
the
pick-
good old
tomorrow or
Ridley
Tuesday, I'll
Road.
pick one for you to go get.
Time for us to appointments.
Yep.
All right, we got a lot of them.
Oh yeah, you get sick, just sick of town doing it. Just say when and we'll pass it on.
Yeah, scary.
Kathy has suggested 2 groups.
Mike Zabin, the superintendent, 74.
A motion to approve.
Just the first part of it.
Yeah, we'll go through.
We approve or we affirm, because.
You're affirming.
Affirming, yeah.
You're affirming the appointments.
Yeah.
You got it.
All right, well, I'll make a motion to affirm the following committee members to Almora, Whiting Street Fund.
Almoner, yeah. It's Wedding Street Fund.
We have Diane Berry, Barbara Hochschild, and Brenda Wishart. Expires December 31st?
Nope.
No, July 1st?
So, June 30th.
June 30th, 2026.
I second the motion.
Do we want to do them all at a big?
I can do a
Yeah,
big chunk.
do by page?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the whole page.
Yeah. Next one is Americans with Disabilities Act Committee, Jennifer Crosby, Tammy Martin, expires June 30th, 2026. Animal Control Officer, Kimberly Vermeer Goldsmith, expires June 30th, 2026. Board of Appeals is William Johnson, unexpired term, Brian Tromke.
Nope, just the ones in highlighted.
Just the yellow ones.
Stephen Nally, pro temp, Ronald Harrop, Robert Chauvin, and Donald DeRosa, associated member. Those are all to June 30th, 2020.
Nope, Ron Harrop and,
Oh, let me see that now. Ron Harrop, was it Harrop?
Harrop.
And
Robert Chauvin Jr.
Robert Chauvin is June 30th of 2028.
Yep.
Board registers, Michael Abad.
Nope,
Just the yellow ones.
Oh, I'll get that, don't worry.
It's all right. I wouldn't have gotten it if you had pointed out to me for half an hour.
Cable TV Advisory Board, Thomas Quinlan Jr.
No, building commissioner.
You're right. Jeez. Building Commissioner, now that makes more sense. Building Commissioner, Thomas Quinlan Jr. and Jason Forgey.
Yep.
Special Local Inspector.
Want me to do next?
Both expires, no, fine. No, I know where we're going with everything.
Okay.
Expires June 30th, 2026. Also, David Johnson, with that, expires June 30th, 2026. Capital Improvement Planning Commission, Joseph Arabic, Robert Chauvin, Charles Joe Mayhew, Chair, Jeffrey Rule, and Thomas Roussel. All expires June 30th, 2026. Charter Days Committee, Leroy Bergeron, Sue DeSormier, James Gavin, Donna Harmon, Kimberly Kibbe, Martin Liberty, Stacy Labardio, Nicholas Robinson, Beverly Saborin, Stephen Saborin, and Jonathan Simonik. All expires June 30th, 2026. Chief Procurement Officer, Tammy Martin, expires June 30th, 2026. Let me stop right there. That's the motion for all of them.
Motion to affirm this. You want to second that, Dave?
I will second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye. Okay, Commissioner Trust Funds, Barbara Hauschild, Kathy Leonard.
Wait, let's hold down.
Hold that one? This again to a motion to affirm. And Diane Morgan, all to until June 30th, 2026. Conservation Commission, Edward Chapdelaine, to June 30th, 2026. 2028, sorry. Robert Hernandez to June 30th, 2026. And Ann Batter, Associated Member, to June 30th, 2026. Constables, Louis Berry, Mark Johnson, Kevin O'Grady, until June 30th, 2026. Council on Aging Advisory Board, Barbara Hauschild, Lynn Sabin, George Reynolds III, expiring term.
Excuse me.
His is June 30th, 2027. Barbara Hauschild and Lynn Sabin is June 30th, 2028. Stephanie Pratt, Associated Non-Voting Member, June 30th, 2026. Electrical Inspector, Arthur Grishain Jr., Bruce Pelletier, Assistant, Richard Razaza, Assistant, all expires June 30th, 2026. Emergency Management Director, Kevin O'Grady, Tammy Martin, Assistant, expires June 30th, 2026. Ethics Commission Liaison, Kathy Leonard, expires June 30th, 2026. Finance Committee, Charles Joe Mayhew, Chair, Mary Ann Munger, expires June 30th, 2028. We have Gas Inspector, Fred Marion, Michael McCain, expires June 30th, 2026. We'll stop there on that.
I'll second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Now, how do we vote on the ambulance and fire?
So they are 2025, we still have to do their union contract.
We still appoint them?
Well, they're still working, they're just not, they're working without a contract.
All right, so
I
that's
just
just
want
so,
you to know.
that's just so we know. Okay.
Yeah. And theirs would be through 28.
Yep.
All right. Making a motion to affirm the following. Granby Agricultural Commission, Evelyn Hatch, until June 30th, 2028. Hampshire County Group Insurance Advisory, Tammy Martin, to June 30th, 2026. Hazard, what's that word?
Mitigation.
Committee, David DeRocher, Tammy Martin, Kevin O'Grady, William Sheehan, James Tromke, all until June 30th, 2026. Historical Commission, Teresa Johnson, till June 30th, 2028. Historical District Commission, Stephen Nally, Pro Temp, June 30th, 2028. William Johnson, Associated Member, June 30th, 2026. Land Review Committee, Glenn Sexton, William Sheehan, James Tromke, June 30th, 2026. Local Emergency Planning Committee, Fire Chief, that may be, Dave Roser, Lee Lalonde, Tammy Martin, Jeffrey McPherson, and Kevin O'Grady, to June 30th, 2026. Full-time police officers, Ryan Bartlett, Alan Brooks, Earl Brown, Kurt Carpenter, Zachary Gilly, Eric Jorgensen, Stephen Marion, Jason Richard, Sergeant, Stephen Marion Sergeant, Ryan Cynical, Kurt Carpenter, what's the page? James White, and Kevin O'Grady as chief until June 30th, 2026. Municipal Hearing Officer, Tammy Martin, till June 30th, 2026. Opiate Task Force Committee,
Sarah Bearden.
Bearden, oh, Sarah Bearden, Zachary Gilly, Charlene Corza, Kevin O'Grady Chief, Crystal Dufresne, Aaron David, and Susan Knightley, all till June 30th, 2026. Parking Clerk, Thomas Quinlan Jr., Mark Johnson, Assistant 2, William Johnson, Assistant 2, June 30th, 2026. Parks Oversight Ad Hoc Committee, Timothy Abbott, Jeremy Carrier, Kathy Leonard, Nicholson Robinson, and Megan
Slozik.
So what?
Slozik.
Do you know her?
Slozik. Till June 30th, 2026, yes. Park Police, Ryan Bartlett, Alan Brooks, Earl Brown, Kurt Carpenter, Zachary Gilly, Eric Jorgensen, Stephen Marion Sergeant, Kevin O'Grady Chief, Jason Richard Sergeant, Ryan Cynical, James White, until June 30th, 2026. Police Matron Lori Hebert and Marissa Bailey, until June 30th, 2026. Part-time police officers Ian Howard to June 30th, 2026. And stop right there. Those.
I will second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye. All right. I'll make a motion to affirm the following. Pioneer Valley Planning Commission, Anita Abbott, until June 30th, 2026. PVPC Joint Transportation Committee, David DeRocher, until June 30th, 2026. Police Advisory Board, Mark Johnson, William Johnson, Annette Kamiga, Lynn Mercier, Wayne Wilson, and Zachary Gilly, non-voting member, all till June 30th, 2026. Public Safety Liaison, Kevin O'Grady, Chief, until June 30th, 2026. The Right to Know Coordinator, Jeremy Carrier, until June 30th, 2026. Sign Officer, Thomas Quinlan Jr., until June 30th, 2026. Stormwater Phase 2, David DeRocher, Thomas Quinlan, Lee Willan, William Sheehan, all until June 30th, 2026. Town Administrator, Tammy Martin, until June 2026, or June 30th, 2026. Town Council, Brian O'Toole, until June 30th, 2026. Town of Granby Harassment Officers, the Fire Chief, and Tammy Martin, until June 30th, 2026. Tree Warden, David DeRocher, until June 30th, 2026. Veterans War Memorial Committee, Joshua Bouchard, Robert Chauvin, Jason Richard, Jeffrey Rule, Thomas Rossell, Brian Sola, and Stephen Weatherby, until June 30th, 2026. Oh, and also, sorry, Fire Chief and Tammy Martin, also to June 30th, 2026. All right. Westover Metropolitan Development Corp., John Libera Jr. till June 30th, 2026. West Street Building Committee, Stephen Shinaki, Darrell Clark, Lynn Mercier, Kevin O'Grady, Micheline Churgeon, Jennifer Silva, and James Tromke, all until June 30th, 2026. Zoning Enforcement Officer, Thomas Quinlan Jr., until June 30th, 2026. Zoning Bylaw Update Committee, Stephen Nally and Emily Reed, until June 30th, 2026. Also Thomas Quinlan, Ken Konya, and Charles Joe Matthew Chair, all until June 30th, 2026. And last but not least, Junior Senior High School Future Committee.
I'd like to make a motion.
Let me stop there.
Yeah, this hasn't been discussed with the schools. The schools are in charge of them, so.
So I will second the motion to the last name of Charles Mayhew.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, on this future thing, I just want to say this school committee should be involved here. We should be appointing a committee to determine what's going to happen with the high school without the complete input of the school committee. Your thoughts are, Dave?
I mean, I agree to be on it. Did we reach out to these people or no?
No.
No, okay, so I agree with that.
Yeah, I
Let's
spoke
reach
to
out
Jen. They
them
were
first and then-
vaguely aware of that, so.
Okay, all right.
So, I've also started to make contact with people from other towns about like regionalization, just informally.
I also did too.
So,
I
good.
started researching it as well.
So, I think until we want to have some informal discussions before we go too far into appointing a committee.
But we also shouldn't have people just calling and researching it on their own. We should have some type of charge so we have one person, point person doing this. So certain people, if you don't get different people calling and researching and stuff like that, it's not official yet. So.
Mine wasn't any research plan, to be honest. It was just a simple conversation to see if we could move forward on something. So I suggested it to Tammy, so I kind of left it in her plate.
Yeah, well, I would think Tammy should be the person just to
I'd
She
spoken
can work
to-
with the chair of the school committee if need be. I just think we shouldn't have, because then people start, oh, I heard this, I heard that.
So I reached out to Jen Bartos before I was elected, actually, and we talked about meeting with counterparts from another town. I think when it comes to boards, you want to have boards meeting with boards, and then you want to have like town administrators meeting with town administrators, superintendents meeting with superintendents. So I didn't really want to get into detail about who I reached out to, but
I just went on the website.
I can send you guys TMS, who used to do our school business management, and Judy Hull used to work for them, and they did a report on North Brookfield, potentially regionalizing with Quabog.
There's been talk about it. I'm not sure where that's.
So anyway, they did a report, and it didn't do the financials on it, but I can send you the copy of the report. It just tells you what's involved, like from transportation to curriculum to, like so. Say Granby pays their teachers more than South Hadley, everybody has to be brought up to the highest amount, that kind of stuff. But I'm hesitant to create a committee to start. Committees they're big and awkward until you're actually ready to do something.
Right, but I just want to make sure so that the correct message is being sent to people, that we're not just going out there and other people are asking. Because now when any one of us or Tammy or a school committee member, that's in their official capacity. So I just get concerned with that, so I want to make sure that,
The school did put out a thing on the school committee, because several people,
Yep.
so the school is very aware of this.
When I talked,
Open discussion, yes.
Yeah.
When I talked to Jen Bartos, she was not.
Well, it was on there, and
Jane Rickson,
Ginny
she
kept
was
sending me people's names who were interested because it was on the school committee mentioned it.
When was that?
Well, it was at your last meeting, I had like 5 names.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had poked for the.
yeah. So they
month and a
put it
half.
on their website.
So.
Just to back up, on the zoning bylaw update committee, there's a select board member. Does one of you want to be that member?
No. Yeah, not really.
I'm on the land review committee, so yeah, nice.
Hey, Dave.
Yep.
Okay. So will you guys approve that?
You want to move that, make Dave,
I'd like a motion to affirm David Labonte to the zoning bylaw committee.
Thank you.
Term expiring June 30th, 2026.
yeah, you can.
Second motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
If we were giving you money for it, then you probably want to abstain, but since I think you're the one who's going to pay on that one, all right. All right, we good on all this stuff?
There was the communication committee. Think you were,
Yeah, I will present that the next.
okay, so.
I'll send you names, I'll send Tammy names.
Okay, so wherever there's blanks, then I will put it on the website that they're looking for people.
Yeah, do you want to send me a list? I'll put it on Facebook too.
Yep.
And,
And we do have a form they can fill out. Yes, so
Okay.
I'll give it to you.
good, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, we ready for Tammy?
I'm ready. You ready?
All right. Sure.
All right, so first off, we're going to talk about the highway bids. I'll go over all of them with all the ones that came in as low bidders. So we have to go with the low bidders anyhow. And what I'm looking for is, after I go over, is just looking for you to be able to appoint me to sign the contracts on behalf of these bids, so we can move forward and make sure that nothing gets postponed. This is just on my stuff that's all written all over the place. So for the first one, Geotextiles. Primary contract to Core and Maine, DBA, Putnam Pipe, and secondary contract to EJ Prescott. For the guardrail products, Guardrail Solutions is awarded as a low bidder. Picked up hot mix asphalt for patching. The low bidders are Allstate, Century Aggregates, Eurovia Northeast, Hondrick and Palmer, And you can choose the plant that makes the most sense for our municipality, which I will discuss with Dave. We've gone over these anyways. The next one is highway line painting. K5 Corporation is a little bit of a Chapter 90 eligible painting. Highway line painting. This is not Chapter 90 eligible. It's for Atlantic Pavement Markings from Prospect, Connecticut. It's a low bidder. And then K5 Corporation was the second low bidder. Guardrail installed, low bidder was Guardrail Solutions. Road crack seal fiber and rubber PCRM will be awarded to Indus. They were the only bidder. Rubberized chip seal, 10% and 20%. All States Construction will receive the contract as sole bidder for this one. Hut mixed asphalt applied to roadways and driveways and parking lots. So the first one's 15A, that's their contract, that's how they put it in their contract. That one goes to Warner Brothers, Palmer Paving, Eurovia, Northeast Paving, Peckham Road Corporation, LB Corporation, Mass Broken Stone, Andrick Materials and Recycling, and PJ Keating. And what they do is they share the contracts for this particular work. For 15B, this is the driveways and parking lots. It's Warner Brothers, Palmer Paving, Eurovia, Northeast Paving, and Andrick Materials Recycling. Again, they share the contracts for driveways and parking lots. For asphalt reclamation, there was a tie, and their policy is they do a coin flip. So with Granby, based on the coin flip, primary goes to Allstate. I know, I kind of chuckled too. It goes to
Tactical coin flip.
And the second one would be Murray. Hut in Place Recycling, Highway Rehabilitation Corp. was the only bidder, so they were the lowest bidder because they're the only bidder. Coal Planning and Milling, majority. Actually, though, that one's Garrity Asphalt for Granby. I had to look at the map to find some of these. Tree Services, Northern Tree Services, Esplendal Tree Expert, and East Meadow Enterprises. And what they have to do is which Dave will know all this, but they have to clearly state the scope of work and expected cleanup requirements when requesting the work, because there was a bunch of them on there, but these are the ones that won the bidding.
Motion to authorize Tammy to sign the contracts.
I'll make a motion to allow the town administrator to sign the contracts.
I will second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye.
So this one is for the forest cutting plan that we have. They sent this over to us. It's appointment of the agent form. They just need the chair to go ahead and approve them to continue going forward with the cutting of this. So.
Do you want to vote on that, or do we already?
We
I would.
already voted.
Vote on it.
This is just,
Do it again?
yeah, just go
Yeah.
forward, yeah.
I'll make a motion to allow the chair, Warwick Bill, to sign off on the forest cutting plan.
I second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye.
And today is 23rd. Should know that. All right, now put my birthday down, never mind. It's actually my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, what did I get? What'd you guys get me? A select board meeting, thank you.
There's a whole bunch of bread for you to get out.
I think you asked for it, if I remember right.
I did. I think it was the only chance I had.
So the next thing is for Forge Pond Dam. So this, I just actually received this. Under Section 404 of the Clean Water Act, it is required that pre-construction notification PCN form be signed, as specific regulatory thresholds must be met. A federal wetlands permit is necessary for us to proceed with the work on Forge Pond Road as part of the next step process. That's why this needs to be signed. And a notice of intent will be presented at the Conservation Committee meeting on July 8th. I just also need you just to authorize me to sign this contract to move forward.
I'll make a motion to authorize the town administrator to sign off on the contract as read.
I will second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So, I don't need this, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's nice and all, but, you know.
So the next thing, this is my last thing. Lynn Mercier and I went and tried to apply for an ADA grant. We were trying to do for 15 West Street. With that being said, we went ahead, we voted all up together. I sent it in still, and I put this as a draft for ADA. It's a Americans Disability Non-Discrimination Notice and an ADA grievance procedure. We didn't have that, so when I asked the state if we could still apply for it, I still pushed it through, put these in there saying that I was going to have you look at it and then approve it the next select board meeting. They said we have to have it, so I'm hoping that once we look at this at the next select board meeting, I'll have you, if you don't mind, approve it, and then we can apply for the next grant in the spring. But I did give you each a copy for you to review till next select board meeting. Pass it down. And I looked on the website with ADA, and that's where I got my, they give you like drafts to look at.
Yeah.
You should be in ADA compliance.
It's pretty much boilerplate.
It is. I mean, it's pretty simple. And I'm also, as you pointed me, as the ADA coordinator, because at the time Chris Martin was the ADA coordinator.
Have any other business?
That's it.
The next meeting, July 7th?
Yeah. I still got one piece.
Oh, yeah, I
of
know,
stuff
minutes,
to do.
but July 7th, good for
yeah.
everybody?
Just gotta approve the minutes.
Oh, yeah, minutes, good. Right on. Make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes from May 20th, 2025, and June 2nd, 2025.
I second the motion. Wasn't there another? Were there
Nope,
two?
there was just
Only
the
two?
two.
Okay. Thought there were two for some reason.
All in favor?
I thought we were taking July and August off this year.
The what?
I thought we were taking the summer months off, or
I guess there was only two.
Good try, Glenn.
nobody's with me? Oh.
You got me scared there for a minute. I was like,
What?
motion to adjourn? You good?
Yeah, I'd like a motion to adjourn.
I will second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Nay. Okay.